So the Kevin Smith He-Man situation was bad enough, but it's looking like the new He-Man show that Netflix just released the trailer for is going to be even worse in the media's attack on fans. The media blaming fans for this show failing is already starting. Let's check it out. If you enjoy news like this, if you enjoy Star Wars, Marvel, just pop culture news in general, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into the video. So we all know what happened with the Kevin Smith He-Man stuff. I did not expect it to blow up that much, but people, I don't think it's all He-Man fans that care about it. Like I said, myself, not a huge He-Man fan, but I care about saving pop culture. I care about these people like Kevin Smith coming into these IPs that they don't care about. They lie about caring about it, and they completely ruin it. They say that they're making it for the original fans of He-Man, which I don't know how you can make a show for the original fans of He-Man without even knowing what the original fans of He-Man even want. We saw the same thing happen with the Star Wars sequel trilogy. They hired a bunch of people that aren't even fans of the IP that they're working for. J.J. Abrams came out multiple times and said he's not a fan of the prequel trilogy, and that's why for so long Star Wars has strayed away from even exploring that era of Star Wars. It's because simply J.J. Abrams came in and said the prequels suck, and then Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of them just listened to him for whatever reason. Same thing with Rian Johnson. They just didn't respect the franchise prior to them being there. They don't have the respect for the fans. They don't have the respect for the IP, for the franchise. Same thing with Kevin Smith in the He-Man situation. They keep hiring these people who just have no respect, and they have no idea, if we're being honest. Kevin Smith said that he even hate-watched He-Man when he was a little kid. So how can you be a fan? How can you know what the fans truly want? The fans that have been fans ever since they were little kids, how can you possibly know what those people want if you're not a fan yourself? That's why Star Wars is on an uptrend right now, because they're actually hiring fans, people who actually know what the fans want to make their content. And that's why a lot of other IPs, that's why a lot of other franchises are on the decline, because they either have people who are running these franchises who don't know what the fans want. They just know that they want good numbers. They just know about money and stuff like that. They're trying to do anything they can to make money, or they're hiring activists who are acting like they're fans but really don't care about the actual content. They don't care about the quality of the show. They just care about pushing agendas and their own politics into these shows. But this new He-Man show that Netflix just dropped the trailer for is actually pretty hilarious. I know that it's supposed to be for kids and all that stuff, but kids shows should still be somewhat quality as well. It said that today I have to say somewhat quality, because I remember back when, I was a kid, and even before that, they made a lot of kids shows that were very quality. You can go back and I go back and watch some kids shows now, and they're quality shows, but nowadays it's written off. If it's a kids show, it's automatically not going to be quality, and they kind of use it as a cop-out. They kind of use it as an excuse to make bad shows whenever it's for kids. And this Netflix trailer, I'm gonna mute it so I don't get claimed or anything, but just look at this animation real quick. It's so bad. In my opinion, it's bad. The effects, everything, like these effects that are on the screen right now, it's not that bad, but the actual people that are in this show, like this right here, is just so bad in my opinion. But that's just me, and I don't really care that much about the animation. If the storytelling is really good and the animation is not all that great, then I can still get on board with the show, but I just don't think that the show is going to be any good. From everything that I've heard about the show, it's not. And like I said, the media is already blaming the fans. We'll get to that in 1 second. Real quick though, the ratios on this are already pretty bad. 5.8k likes to 13k dislikes, and the comments are turned off. I see a lot of people making a big deal about the comments being turned off, but if you go back to their channel, if you go back to any of the videos on their channel, maybe they did do this recently, I don't know, I have no idea, but they're turned off for all of them, and the ratios aren't that bad on all of them. Maybe it's just because it's a Netflix Futures channel and they don't want kids watching these trailers and looking in the comments and seeing all the negativity, all the hate and stuff like that. Maybe they did just turn it off simply because of the He-Man stuff. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you know if they had the comments turned on previously. I don't know. I don't think that they would do that, because I don't think that they have the comments turned off on the actual Netflix, the official Netflix channel. You can let me know in the comments if they had the comments turned on or off previously. But here's what I'm talking about. This article is from the Mary Sue, where they're already blaming the fans for the failure of this new He-Man show. It's sad how predictable this is at this point. It's sad how every single time we see a trailer that we know the show is going to flop for, you already know that the media is going to blame the fans for the absolute failure of this show. Let's check out this article from the Mary Sue, which is kind of just a meme website at this point. I know that they're not trying to be a meme website. I know that they're trying to be serious and call out the toxic man babies that are involved in all these fandoms, but they're a meme website. Let's face it, no one's taking them seriously. There is a new He-Man and Masters of the Universe series coming to Netflix that is totally, the writing's even bad. That it totally unrelated. I swear these articles need to hire new writers or new editors, or whoever ends up publishing these articles, they need to be fired. There's so many websites that I read and I'm just like, how do you make such horrible mistakes like that? It's the very beginning of the article. No one proofread this at all? But anyway, It's totally unrelated to the Kevin Smith series that just recently came out on the streaming service. Confused? Let's take a look. In the CGI feature, we see a young woman. Yeah, I don't really care about the actual story. I've read it so many times. But let's skip towards the part where they start blaming the fans for the problems with this show. I'm wondering why we're just hearing about this now. I feel like a post or all the post She-Ra and Princesses of Power attention has gone to Kevin Smith's show along with a bunch of man children. Here we go. Along with a bunch of man children who were hoping it would bring masculine energy back to the franchise. Wow, a bunch of man children wanting to see masculine energy brought to a He-Man show. A lot of people nowadays see that old He-Man, that in the old He-Man shows and the old Masters of the Universe shows, as kind of the epitome of masculinity. You know, he is like what every man wants to look like. He's what every man wants to be. That body type, anyone who works out, anyone who bodybuilds wants to look like He-Man. It is what it is. And yeah, it might not be that realistic to be able to look like He-Man, but that doesn't make it toxic. It doesn't make it toxic to have big goals. It doesn't make it toxic to want to look really good. But along with a bunch of man children who are hoping it would bring masculine energy back to the franchise, only for them to be shocked that Kevin Smith isn't a giant sexist tool bag and is equally interesting in exploring the female characters in the series. Well, you see, that wouldn't be a problem, just like it kind of wasn't a problem for the She-Ra show, because I don't think I know for a fact that situation, the She-Ra situation, a lot of people might have been mad about it, but it definitely didn't blow up as big as this He-Man and Masters of the Universe situation with the Kevin Smith stuff. So I don't think that the problem is that Kevin Smith wanted to explore the female characters in the series. At least for me anyway, I don't really care. Go ahead and explore the female characters of the series. I don't care. But for one, you don't have to totally take He-Man out of it to explore the female characters in the series. And for two, if you're going to make the entire series about the female characters, then don't lie to us for a year and a half in the lead up to the show, saying that this is going to be He-Man's show, saying that this is going to be centered around He-Man, and then just kill him off in the first episode, and then call the fans who don't like the fact that you killed him off in the first episode, call the fans that you don't like the fact that you lied to us for a year and a half about this being a He-Man show, call us sexist tool bags because we wanted to see a show about He-Man, because we wanted to see the show that you promised us. I think a lot of people, including myself, are waiting for a show or waiting for a movie to bring masculine energy back into Hollywood. You know, it's kind of, it's 100% under attack. And it's not, I said this in my last video, but it's not just under attack in Hollywood, it's under attack in general. And I'm not going to go into why, but I do know why that is. Maybe I'll talk about it on a stream one day, or maybe I'll make a video about it. I don't know. I don't feel like this is the time or place in these types of videos to talk about that kind of stuff, because it can really get some people riled up. What I would say when I talk about this situation could really make some people very mad. Some people out there just aren't ready for that conversation. They just aren't ready for the truth. But it is what it is. One day I'll talk about it on stream. One day I'll make a video on it, maybe on a separate channel. I don't know. But right now is not the time for that. But anyway, going back to this article, as I said, the Mary Sue is kind of a meme, and they're already starting the campaign to blame the toxic man babies, the toxic man children, for the failure of this new show, only for them to be shocked that Kevin Smith isn't a giant sexist tool bag. So apparently, if you wanted He-Man to be the main character of the new He-Man, or I guess I should say of the Masters of the Universe show that Kevin Smith made, you are a giant sexist tool bag, simply because we wanted to see a cool character in He-Man do cool He-Man stuff. That's all we wanted to see. All we wanted to see was exactly what Kevin Smith promised us. Exactly what the trailers, with the marketing in the very beginning for the marketing of the show, what they marketed as what the show was going to be. Because in that first trailer that they dropped, it very much looked like a He-Man show. But then as time went on, they marketed it more and more as a female-led show. They marketed it less and less as a He-Man show. And then we finally got the show, and it was 100% not a He-Man show at all. It was 100% a female-led show. But let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. What do you think about this new He-Man show that's coming out? The new CG animated show that just looks absolutely awful in my opinion. Simply the animation looks awful. And then also the storyline that I've been hearing is going to be happening in that show. It doesn't look that good. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. And also let me know what you think about the Mary Sue and other media outlets, because I just showed the Mary Sue, but there's also other journalism websites that are saying the same thing. They're already blaming the toxic fans for the failure of this show. Let me know what you think about these absolute idiots in the comments. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on the video. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link to that will be in the description. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.